on my job, I get it done, but you should know that. Shine like a sun, a 101, you should know that. I get the front and in the back, you should know that. No need to stun, it's never cap, you should know that. All I know, 10 toes, never fold, bang roll, on the go, ice wall, ice wall, ice wall. Came for my wins, I need my hands. This life is real, can't play pretend. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. Yeah, these championship rings on my hands now. In my head I'm top 10, yeah, that's hands down. You a squad, know you're looking man down. Funny how foes turn to friends now. Drive a race car like a Atari now. Call filling up, I need product again. Treat the business like a playground, might slide on you. Don't me wrong, might fly on you. Do a backflip, cause I'm mad rich. I'm the definition of what that is. Go hard, or go home. 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 Touchdown like the end zone. When the circle turn to my home, can't get me out of my zone. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home. I'm a warrior, I go back to back, then go back to back. If I top the top, then a double back, and I'm topping that. Yeah, I beat my own records. Yeah, I gotta get money fetish. Same team, I don't set trick. Never dull, this electric. Went and put the Ricks on my toes. Me and bro, that's the giving goal. Stay 100 and so that's all. Keep 'em coming. I know. I won't flub my wrist, no, I'm not dumb like that. I just wanna give my mama 100 racks. Go hard, or go home. Go hard, or go home.
What's up? We need to add Omar to the.
Hey, yo.
What up?
Touchdown like the end zone.
Yeah, welcome to the phone line, baby.
Can't get me out of my zone.
Let's see if I can.
Go hard.
Woo!
Hey. What's good, my brothers?
What's going on? What's going on?
What's pop, lock, and dropping, my brother?
Man, it's going good, man.
Go home.
Woo! Time to go hard or go home, baby. Episode 63, Canteen, Omar, myself. Getting ready for it. We got a good show for you today. Got a special guest today we're going to bring on. But before we bring him on, we might have to bring on one of our regulars. He might be permanent. I don't know. But you know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. You know him.
Let's go.
Hey, if you don't love him, you love to laugh at him.
Hey.
Hot take, G.
If they want the smoke, then yeah, it's no jokes, boy, it's up. In that end zone, that's a TD, we finessing chub. Filling up the stat sheets and they knowing that's a plus. Back to back, highlight plays, all my moves is tough.
What up, Jay?
Watch them all die out, I've been killing with my lugs. Feeling like a pro, I've been schooling all these runs.
Yeah.
Baby betting all is calling plays.
What up, man?
What's going on?
What's going on, Jake? I was gonna give you some applause. I'll give you some laughter, but I was trying to give you some applause. I hit the wrong button.
What's some applause?
Yeah, I know. I hit the wrong button. Sure. There we go. What up, man? You ready to get after this?
Yes, sir.
All right. So welcome back. It's episode 63, and our guest is popping in. I see him coming in. So we'll introduce him in just a second. But we're partnered with Sideline Sports. And Let's Talk Sports, Dan Harris. We appreciate you guys streaming on Facebook, YouTube, all that good stuff. Give us a like, a share, all that good stuff. Comment, do all that good stuff for us, man. We appreciate you guys. We got 1,255 on the Facebook group.
Oh,
Let's
1,000.
go.
500. 1,500.
1,500 by football. Come on, help us out. We're trying to before football season. We're trying to get to
Check it out,
1,500, man. Y'all help us out, share, do all that good stuff. Hey,
Sir.
hit us up on YouTube as well, man. We appreciate you. Third annual fantasy football.
Go subscribe, man. Go subscribe.
Oh, subscribe, exactly. Yeah. And so we're doing the 30. I stopped at 16 teams because you guys kind of laughed at me when I said 18. So I stopped at 16.
Dude,
you know.
I did not know that there were 18 teams. Had I known 18 was a plan and we were going super conference realignment style, I would have opted out. That being said, I did say I would play, so I'll play. But I have never ever played in a league with over 12 teams, and I don't even know what that looks like.
I think we had 14 last. It wasn't too bad. It was pretty fun. I thought it was pretty fun.
14 last year, though, I think. 14?
Yeah, we had 14 last year, so we had 16. I think they're all filled up. Some guys might drop off. I mean, I haven't heard back from them. That we automatically, I forget what you call it, but you automatically re-up them or whatever, auto whatever. But anyway, we'll see if anybody drops out. I'll let y'all know. Auto renew. That's it. All right. So yeah, look for that. It should be fun. I know you guys. Everybody has fun this time of year doing fantasy football. You know what I'm saying? So let me cue this up.
The game to
Our
play.
guest is here. Before we get started, before we get into this, this guy is a content creator. Like, of course, we all are, but he's a good one. And I guess we'll cover the Chiefs 2 or 3 times because I know like 2 or 3 Chiefs fans. So. But I don't mind doing that. So, but yeah, he's got his own content. Let me mute this real quick. Pause this. Let me turn his song on. He's got his own song.
Solid Hill TDS.
IOW Sports.
Come on.
Okay.
Yeah, IOW Sports.
Is it a scam?
Oh, sorry. There he goes. Can you hear it? Can you hear the song?
Yes, sir.
Wild Card Mar, KC's only Wild Card Mar.
Hey. What's happening, fellas?
What up, Wild Card Mar?
Yo, what up?
Man,
What's up, bro?
how's everybody doing over here? Bottom line. Man.
Hey, welcome to you, fam.
Nah, appreciate it. That's my guy. Man, I done known this guy for almost like 14, 15 years. It's my homie, Silent Hill TDS out there in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Shout out.
So,
Shout
yeah,
out
man.
Hill, man.
Tap
Yeah,
in
got
with
your
him on
own music. I like that.
Wild Card Mar. I was like, wait, what's up with
It was
that?
all love. My guy came up with, he was like, yo, bro, hey, man, because he was like, yo, man, you've been supporting me with my music career for so much, so long. He was like, yo, bro, I just want to get this to you. And I was like, yo, what is it? And he was like, yo, put this
that's what's up, man.
And so, man, that was all love, man.
Hey, man, shout out to Silent Hill. Go check him out.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah, shout out to him, man. So welcome back. Welcome to the bottom line, man. It's good to have you, man. I was excited about having you on the show.
Man, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been geeked up ever since Flo, she came to me about hopping on. I was like, of course.
Let's go.
The content creator is like, yo, man, it's a big pie for everybody to eat. So why not?
Yeah, okay. I don't know if you know anybody, but that's Canteen or Can Man. That's Omar, the sports professor, and then that next to you, that's Hot Take Jake.
Hot Take Jake.
I like to call him Warm Take Jake. But...
Nah.
Yeah.
I see Flo shooting already, so let's go.
Yeah, I'm shooting already, man.
Have a foot of mouth.
Yeah, that's it, man. All right, so hey, any of y'all see the Hall of Fame game or the first game of the season? I'm sure y'all tuned in for at least the first few plays.
Good football, bro. Good football.
Yeah, it's good to see football again, man. Football's just down the road. Go ahead.
Mm-hmm.
You have something, Omar?
Flo, if you think that I wasted more than 0.5 seconds on that broadcast, you are out of your mind. You are out of your mind.
It's football,
there was
man.
nothing on TV, and I still didn't watch it. I went to the gym. I did other things. I was not watching that.
Omar, it was good football for the first couple of drives. Good football for the first couple of drives.
If you told me Aaron Rodgers
the end wasn't bad.
Can you tell me? Well, but I'm saying you got no. If you're gonna promote a Hall of Fame game, why not run Aaron Rodgers out there for at least one series? 4 plays. Just let the fans see.
Not game one. They usually do that like the last game or the.
Then why you want me to watch it? Why you want me to invest my time?
Yeah, I don't know, man. It's football, man.
Football.
You're a baseball guy.
No, I'm an everything guy. I love football, but I don't love that.
I know,
trash.
but you said baseball was your favorite, so.
No, you keep saying
that's why
that.
I call you the baseball guy. Hey, so shout out real quick. Let me, and then y'all can talk about Hall of Fame or whatever y'all want to talk about as far as this. But shout out to Joe Thomas, offensive tackle for the Browns, got inducted to the Hall of Fame. Zach Thomas, linebacker for the Dolphins and Cowboys, and also a Red Raider. Yeah, the first Red Raider to get inducted into Hall of Fame, man. Shout out to Zach Thomas. That's right. DeMarcus Ware, offensive line, it says outside linebacker.
Cowboys.
And,
I was about to say, Flo, how do you not know where he played? Come on now.
No, I mean, but he was always on the edge. He never really played outside linebacker.
He was never good for the Cowboys. He won with the Broncos.
He was good with the Cowboys. He just okay.
Got him a Super Bowl, something your team couldn't do for y'all.
Okay. All right. Shots fired. Okay.
Damn, Jake.
I'll give you a
had
laugh.
to go hard on him like that already.
Darrelle Revis, cornerback for the Jets, the Buccaneers, the Patriots, the Chiefs. No, that's it. Just those 4. But Rondé Barber, cornerback for the Buccaneers.
Wait,
Chuck
he played
Howell,
for the sorry-ass Chiefs? Is that what you said? Darrelle Revis played for the sorry-ass
I never said
Chiefs?
nothing about I just said Chiefs. I never said
okay. I thought you said sorry-ass. I'm sorry.
Hey, Flo.
Already shots fired for the Chiefs guy, man.
The real Revis is a Jet veteran. Do not talk about the real Revis.
No, I love Darrell. Hey,
let me finish this and y'all can talk, man. Hold on. Chuck
Howley,
linebacker for the Bears and the Cowboys. Joe Colecco, defensive tackle for the Jets and the Colts. Ken Riley, cornerback for the Bengals, and then Don Coryell, coach for the Cardinals and the Chargers. So shout out to all those guys who made the Hall of Fame. Even though Darrelle Revis played for the Chiefs, he made the Hall of Fame. Well, he shot fire, man. These guys are coming after you, man. You got a Raider fan, a Bronco fan. You're surrounded right now.
But it's good, Flo, because you know, looking at our trophy case in the last 5 years, I ain't gotta say too much. So it's all good.
Came out with a trophy case.
They know. And
they know.
That's why I love going against other AFC West people. Is because they know once I throw that out there, it's just like the mood changes. So
and you know what?
Jake, you better step into the play, baby boy.
No, hold on, Jake. Hey, Jake, before you go,
let's
before
go.
Jake jumps in, we about to hit him with the double team, the Legion of Doom over here.
Okay.
Y'all are great. Y'all are amazing ever since Patrick Mahomes came along. What about the 20, 30 years before that? When was the last one? Len Dawson in the 70s? What are we talking about right now? Patrick Mahomes is great, but y'all just got good.
See, that's what I love about you Raiders fans, is y'all forget everything that's happened recently and y'all go all the way back to when y'all was still just coming out the nutsack to start talking about.
Oh, Lord. Oh, wow.
But it's okay. I'm gonna let you have your fun. I'm gonna let you have your. I can at least give Jake this. They at least won one within the last 10 years. So
right.
There you go.
I'll give you a match.
I'll be checking you soon on these questions. I'll be checking you real soon on these questions with these Chiefs coming up.
Oh man,
so
you're gonna get it in a minute there. Wild Card Mar. We just call you Mar for short.
Hey, yeah, you call me Mar. It don't matter.
Okay,
man.
yeah, because it's like Wild Card Mar.
Is it Omar by chance? Because we could be brothers. That's all I'm asking.
No. I would.
Okay.
I would never, associate anything.
I see the resemblance. You both wear glasses.
I'm
a beard. I don't know. It's close.
Nah.
All right. So real quick before we get into a lot of these big topics, the U.S. women's soccer team made it to the knockout round and got beat by Sweden in the round of 16. Lost in penalty kicks 5-4. Man, disappointment trying to go for the three-peat, kind of like Georgia. But they're trying to go for the three-peat. They lost. Okay, we'll talk about Collie. We'll talk about it in a minute.
Well, we also kind of skipped over the Hall of Fame. I don't think we got everybody's opinion.
Who else? Anybody else want to talk about Hall of Fame?
We skipped over it because it was Hall of Fame day.
You're the one that didn't want to talk about it.
No, but what about the entrance? I wanted to talk about the inductees. That's what I want.
Oh, okay. Well, shout out to them then before we talk about soccer. Go ahead, Omar. You want to talk
I
about
was thinking about the inductees when they walked in. It was horrible, pathetic. They had one dude, that Clecco guy. He almost slipped and fell, dog. Clecco almost slipped and fell.
Oh yeah, Clecco almost wiped out. That's true. I saw that.
Well, you got them old people up there. You got to help them up there. But no, I thought we were going to go through it. And I just want to say, I completely agree on Darrelle Revis, preeminent cornerback of his generation. Everybody wanted to be like him, except my man Charles Woodson. Now, Ronte Barber, great as well. Him and his brother Tiki, right? As Jake mentioned,
Tiki make it?
Yeah, he made it.
Yeah.
I think already. No, he didn't. I don't think. No.
I think he's in there.
Rondé Barber.
Yeah. But as Jake mentioned, DeMarcus Ware, right? We skipped over that. He was a great defensive end.
He was.
Formerly of the Broncos, and so he won a Super Bowl with Peyton Manning. And so I think that those were the top three of your class there. But next year's class is looking very, very slim. Gentlemen, I don't know
about Zach Thomas, great linebacker for the Miami Dolphins.
Just because he had 20.5 sacks in one season for the Cowboys before he went out, he is a Dolphin. Will always be a Dolphin. Shout out to him.
But I'm saying he was a
sure. But I want to get other people's opinions on them. Okay. Eric Coryell.
To me, that was the most important one. Zach Thomas representing not only the Dolphins, but also my school, Texas Tech University, being the first inductee into the Hall of Fame. So that's the one I was excited about. But I mean, I like DeMarcus Ware as well, because he played for the Cowboys for a long time.
You better hold on to that. And how many Tech guys are going to be getting into the Hall of Fame?
Flow. Shots fired.
Hey, I know one more that plays for the Chiefs is going to be there. Right? He's going to be there.
How many?
I know at least one more.
Wes Welker ain't getting in?
He probably will, but I'm just saying I know at least one more.
That's tough. I don't know. Maybe
Jake's going to say something about Wes Welker. I know that, but he should get in too.
But anyways, my bad. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to hear everybody's opinion.
That's cool. No, that's good, Omar. I got you.
One thing about the game.
Yeah, go ahead.
We were talking about the Jets, 2 weeks ago? If you saw that offensive line, Becty, he could not keep it up. I'm telling you, go watch it. Just watch it. He had to leave early. That is the biggest.
He got hurt, I think, didn't he?
Hey, Jake, I've been on all my content, and I've been trying to tell my Jets fans, I got a guy named Nick Shine. He's one of my Jets content creators on IOW. I tell him all the time, I'm like, bro, let's pause on this Super Bowl talk, bro. Like, I know, I get it, but your O-line is straight Swiss cheese, bro.
You're gonna have to get it out of there fast.
They're relying on it.
You know what? The guy for the Chiefs fan, the right guard, the weakest one on the line. The right guard is the weakest one. In my opinion, the right guard, the weakest guy.
Yeah. For the Jets,
the right guard is the weakest dude.
For the Chiefs or the Jets? Who are you talking about?
Jets. The Jets.
Oh, for the Jets. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Every week offensive line. I just can't wait to see what A-Rod does with that. He's always had a protected line with the Packers. I'm saying that. It's always been certain.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see what he does. I mean, they're going to have to definitely adjust. They're going to have to do a lot of check downs and, pick up some
they better go get
leave the back there to pick up some of that. I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully, and then Brees is still hurt. I don't know when he's coming back. He might still maybe back to game 3.
Honestly, what they need to do is go out and sign Dalvin Cook. That's what they need.
That's what I was thinking. They should go ahead and sign him, man. They need somebody. I don't know.
At this point, you're supposed to go all out. My bad, Ken. You're supposed to go all out. You went and got Aaron Rodgers. Play all out, man. Go for it.
Yeah.
So I'm a caveat on Omar's tail. They should have signed Dalvin Cook when he made the visit about a week ago.
Yeah.
Should have signed Dalvin Cook a week ago.
They should have. I mean, go all in. You got Aaron Rodgers. You got Aaron Rodgers 2 years, maybe.
He left the building without a contract.
You got Lazard.
Yeah.
You got Lazard. You got all these other receivers, and then you got
Garrett Wilson. He's gonna be a top receiver.
Man. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
But we're breezing over that. We're breezing over that. Like Wildcard Mar said, he left without a contract, and that doesn't bode well for anything.
That's true. Yeah. You got anything on that, Mar?
I mean, anytime a cat comes in and all the talk, they're talking about him signing, and then Aaron Rodgers gives money back. and you walk out the building without a contract, then y'all really don't want to be with each other. I think Dalvin Cook got offered a contract that he's like, yo, y'all lowballing the hell at me.
Right.
But honestly, guys, do you think Dalvin Cook is that guy? Do you think?
I mean, he's good.
He doesn't have to be. He doesn't have to be. He just needs to be complimentary. We know in this league, y'all. We've talked about it for the past few weeks. With the devaluation of the running back, you need two backs now. No one's going to be a bell cow anymore. So as long as you get him and you got Breece Hall, that's a good 1-2 tandem.
It is.
Yep.
Yeah,
Omar made a good point.
And here's with Dalvin Cook not signing. This is what it tells me, and I talked about this with my homie Nick. To me, it's telling me that Breece Hall's ready to go and that he's going to stay your RB1. Because Dalvin Cook, I mean, he'll miss 3-4 games per season. It's almost guaranteed. But 4 straight years, 1,000 rushing yards, the production's still there.
Right.
Can be more, and he stayed a little bit more durable. So in his mind, he thinks he's still an RB1. I mean, there's not a lot of places that's going to use Dalvin Cook right now as an RB1. It's just not.
Right. Yeah.
Which is sad at his age because
he's only
still supposed to be in his prime. He's still supposed to be.
I mean, he kind of is in his prime.
We've gone so far. No, he is. I know, but
he might be at the top.
I use quotes because of everything we're talking about.
Yeah, I know. Someone's gonna sign him though. You have to believe someone's gonna sign him.
So Flo, let me ask you a question. Flo, I got a question for you, Flo.
Yeah.
Where is Ezekiel Elliott gonna land?
The couch.
We'll talk about that in a minute, man.
All right, let's go ahead. Good, bro.
All right, man.
All right.
Anybody else?
Hey, by the way,
Yeah.
no. But where I broke you off was soccer, by the way, just in case you forgot.
Yeah. I got soccer, women's soccer team trying to three-peat. And they got knocked out by Sweden in the penalty kicks 5-4. Supposed to be three-peating, but no dice, right? Oh wait, this one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So a lot of people are actually. I've seen a lot of people online saying they were happy about this. Kind of surprising for a U.S. team. Yeah, some people were saying they were happy about it. They were talking about how some of the females didn't kneel for the anthem and all this stuff. But yeah, I don't know. But anything. Besides that, what do y'all think? How disappointing is this for the U.S.? Anybody want to jump in on that for the U.S. women's team?
Yeah, I'll jump in. To me, it's very disappointing because you look at in FIFA, they didn't start the Women's World Cup till '91, and the women of U.S. were the first ones to win it. And then you look at the history; they are the team to beat every World Cup. They are the standard of soccer internationally. The U.S. women are, and for them to not even, first of all, they played horrible in group play. Let's call it what it is. They played like Dookie. And then it was just a precursor because it's like y'all played so terrible in group play. What did you expect was going to happen against a damn good Sweden team in the round of 16? So I'm not surprised they got bumped out. They shouldn't even made it out of group play. Honestly, the goalpost saved them. So all they did was delay their flight a couple of days. So
wow. Yeah. You got anything? You got something, Jake?
I'll say this, and as a recent champion, like the Broncos have been recently, once you're kind of fed.
That was 8 years ago. What are you talking about? It was not recent. Peyton Manning getting in the Hall of Fame already. What are you talking about?
Yeah, go. Let him finish, man.
How dare you, Omar?
I tell you.
Hey, guys, let's give them a little break.
Okay.
Once they've been fed, you kind of get complacent, man. A hungry lion is very different from a lion that's been fed and already is full. So, I'll give them a pass this time. I'll give them a small little pass. Yeah.
I like the way Jake. I like the way Jake thinks about it because honestly, y'all, the way I think about it, it's a pretty simple story. It's the story as old as time, right?
Right.
Former dominant champions, as Wildcard Mar mentioned, right? Father Time caught up. The rest of the world caught up, right? You can't be
and they're really young too. They had a lot of young players as well.
That's
that aren't
the thing, right? That's
there.
why they need to transition over, right? They need to let the past go, right? These former champions that were great for us, that missed the penalty kicks when it came down to the time, right? And they just need to go young. They need to move on. The rest of the world caught up. They need to retool. And again, like Wildcard Marsh said, they were this close to getting knocked out in the group stage, and now they barely lost against Sweden in penalty kicks, which again, they were lucky to make it that far. So retool. You got Trinity Rodman, you got Alyssa Thomas, you got Sophia Smith. Alex Morgan is 34. She may come back for one more World Cup, but even if she doesn't,
I think she's
you know
gone.
what I'm saying? Like,
the
rest of the world caught up, and that's what it was.
I think she's gone. Yeah. You got anybody got anything else on that? We need the final take. Okay.
All
right. So the professor is our baseball expert.
You keep calling me that. You're going to brand me something. I don't want to be branded. I want to be everything. That's why I changed. The sports professor. You made me the sports professor because you tried to put me into baseball.
Wait. Okay, hold on. He's not in the box. He's a sports professor, right? All sports. But he's our expert, the bottom line sports expert. How's that? Is that all right? Okay. All right. So the 2023 World Series odds were done. Future lines for the team post trade deadlines, and I gave everybody the list on that. And of course, first right now is the Atlanta Braves, which is no surprise. But
Flo,
I'll let you hold on.
Okay.
Yeah, let me ask Omar this question, then you can jump in a second. Is there any surprises in those odds? Any surprises on the odds, Omar? And then you can see what Canteen wants to ask.
Yeah, not really too many surprises. The Atlanta Braves and the Tampa Bay Rays are the favorites, as we had mentioned before. Now, at the trade deadline, the Astros and the Dodgers made their move, right? Dodgers went and got Scherzer. Astros were like, bunk that. We ain't going to be sitting here doing nothing. They went and got Verlander. Both of those are now moving into the race. I am surprised they had the Yankees that high. I actually moved them down.
I was thinking. I thought you were going to bring up the Yankees.
It's just the name. It's the name. That's it.
They're just living on the name.
Yeah, you can take Jake, his memories of the 90s Yankees, and you can put them both at the bottom of the list because they ain't going nowhere. That being said, they also had a horrible deadline. All you Yankees fans out there that want to talk about the Mets, why don't you look at yourselves and the crappy deadline you had picking up Kenyon Middleton and nobody else? I don't want to hear nothing. Anyway, the Baltimore Orioles are surprising. The San Francisco Giants are surprising. As I had mentioned before, watch out for the Padres as well. That's what I would say for this.
And there you go, Omar. What I was talking about earlier. Somebody put that in.
Wow.
Stop disrespecting Aaron Judge, man. Stop disrespecting.
I'm not. I'm disrespecting the rest of the team. He's the only one on the team.
Somebody likes your hat, Mar.
I cannot wait till we win. You're going to be very shocked when we make that wild card. We are not a team. You don't want to see us when it comes to offs.
First of all, everybody.
Omar, I want you to take notes now. Listen.
Okay, go ahead, Sam.
He running his mouth.
Hey, Cam, but we know the AL East. All their teams are over 500, including the Red Sox right behind the Yankees. And both of them ain't doing nothing because you got Toronto ahead of them. Exactly.
I told you, clown, boy.
Hey, Wildcard Mar, I see you. I see you agreeing with me.
I can't wait to laugh in these guys' faces. Y'all laugh now. We'll be crying later.
No one's talking to you. Get out of here. You involved.
I mean, Omar's right. That whole AL East is above 500. First of all, your division's too tough. And that's too steep of a hole.
Right.
And then you still got to worry about Texas. Still got to worry about Houston. You know what I'm saying? I'm not worried about the AL Central. Don't include nobody in the AL Central. That don't matter. But no, you guys got too much of a hole to dig out of. And right now, it's not like you're getting consistent play from the Yankees, bro. I mean, you're not pitching on a dominant level. You're not hitting on a dominant level. I mean, you guys are a coin flip at this point. Each game is a coin flip. Which Yankees team are we going to get?
We're going to get hot. That's what's going to happen. We're going to get hot.
Well, the thing is that Aaron Judge is the only one hitting above 225.
Come on, Jay.
Listen. He said the same thing in the NBA Finals. You say win 4-5 straight.
Yeah. Gentleman's sweep. Remember that? Miami Heat, gentleman's sweep.
It was for the Nuggets. For the Nuggets.
And Flo, I'm going to tell you what I did, Flo. I went and bought 2 brand new brooms for my house. 2 brooms. Stop playing with me, Jay. Stop.
Nobody helped the best player of this generation. Nobody
Man,
helped Jimmy.
You got excuses now. Excuses like
Nobody
a
helped Jimmy.
butthole everybody got one, man. Stop
It was 1-on-5, man. Poor guy.
it, man. Man,
That's
go.
why he's getting D-Lil.
You better hope.
5.
You think I win 5
Hey, Mark.
games.
I don't know if you probably didn't see the show. He called Jimmy Butler the second coming of Michael Jordan.
That's what he said. No, old mama's there.
No, I'm talking about Mar.
Mar.
I'm talking about Mar.
You said, wait, Jake said this?
Jake said that
Yeah.
Jimmy Butler was the second
Man,
coming
that
of
boy
Michael
was
Jordan.
high. He was on
Playoff
fire.
Jimmy is as great as Michael Jordan in the playoffs. Absolutely. He goes a step ahead.
Hey, Flo, do y'all drug test over here? Do y'all drug test?
No, we need to. We need to.
We had already said it.
Hey, no. That
We
ain't
are
Mary J.
installing a 24-hour before policy drug
What
test.
kind of drugs?
I
We
don't know what kind
got a drug test before the show, I think.
that ain't Mary Jane. Hey, Jake, I love you guy, but come on, man. Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy is second
Do you
coming.
not see what he's doing?
I get what he's doing. He ain't winning no championships.
Not like Michael.
He's
right,
by
yeah.
himself. His second best player is Tyler Hero. Come on, man. Get the game right.
Wow, the disrespect to Adebayo, though. What happened?
Bio can't. He's not no real center.
Oh,
Not a real center.
Okay, I can agree with you on that. I think he's better at the 4. He's better.
yeah,
at the
he's
4.
not a real center. That's true.
I can agree with that.
But I mean, he's still he's a decent enough center, even though he plays the 4.
No, man.
he's adequate.
That was a
At the
mismatch.
position.
That was a mismatch, and that was wrong what they did to Jimmy.
I mean,
That-
it doesn't matter
it
because
didn't
he
even
doesn't
show
want to
up.
play in the post, so it doesn't
Yeah.
matter.
Yep.
All I know is he's done something nobody else did. He beat
Can we move on,
Giannis
please?
and he
Can we
beat
move
Tatum back to back. That's what he does.
I
Yeah.
I don't think Denver beats those teams.
Hey,
Okay.
He's lucky.
Anything else on baseball, Omar, that you
I do
want
agree
to
with
highlight?
you. I do agree with you.
oh, real quick. Flo,
Anything
yeah,
you
go
want to
ahead,
ask me? Any questions? Daniel?
now on baseball. Okay, so I'm laughing at the Angels because y'all didn't went out there. Oh, we gonna keep Otani. We gonna make some moves, and
Yep.
I ain't done nothing but losing since. So I mean,
Exactly.
He should have went to the Yankees.
Yeah. Yeah, I
mean-
definitely got it.
They might lose him for
ahead,
nothing.
Flo.
I don't think they can sign him.
Yeah,
Do you
there's no
think
way
so,
they're going to
Omar?
sign him now. No, there's no way now. Wildcard Mara is right. After they went to the
Absolutely.
deadline and decided they were going to keep him, they then have gone, I believe, like 2-8 or something like that since the deadline, something crazy, and they're like
Yeah, I
now
mean,
like 8 games under. It's not looking good. Their division is hard, right? They got the Mariners there, they got the Astros there, so it's not looking good for them at all. Shohei Ohtani will be signing somewhere else in the offseason, most likely the Los Angeles Dodgers.
Really? Oh, so you think it's gonna be the Dodgers?
I do. I think he wants to stay on the West Coast. So you're thinking either he's going to go the Dodgers, maybe the Giants possibly could be a contender, maybe the Padres if they get rid of Soto, but because he's on his last year, but that's the only way that would happen. So I mean, if he wants to stay on the West Coast, the Dodgers are the best choice for him.
Wow.
Right.
So you don't think? Okay. Right. Go ahead.
I mean, if he wants to win a championship, right? Like, I mean, what are we
Right.
talking about?
There's another team
Right.
I think of if he wants to go. I like it.
So you-
Where's
So you don't
where's
think?
that?
You don't
Jake?
think that?
Where's that?
in New York.
To the New York Yankees.
Are you
Okay.
crazy?
So he wants to
goes
go
there
play with
automatic.
Judge and a bunch of bums.
Man. Time will tell. I can't wait for time. Time.
Yeah.
Time.
Who's on your pitching staff right now, Jake? Do you know anybody? Because I don't.
Right now, we have a bad bullpen. That's fine.
Yeah,
I can admit that.
That tells me everything I need to know. Anyways,
Yeah,
Flo,
don't
continue.
you need a good bullpen to go into the playoffs?
The Yankees are toast, like
Yeah.
yesterday.
I cannot wait.
So they got that what is it, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, the 6 best odds based on name alone?
Which is
Yeah.
based on name. That's exactly right.
On name alone. Wow.
Name alone.
That's crazy because you think these guys, I mean, these kind of Vegas guys, these odds.
Okay, well let me ask you all a question.
Okay.
If you want to win the World Series, right? And your team
Right.
is in a tough division with 5 other teams that are playing really well. And the
500
only
or above.
move-
500.
500 or above. 500 or above, Ken, and you're in the tough American League, and you've played like crap all season, and the only move you make at the deadline is to get a fringe relief starter, and you're telling me that you think you can win the World Series. That's not the move that a World Series contender makes. Wildcard Mar, what do you think? Am I right on that, my friend?
Here's the thing with the Yankees. They are bleeding, and they didn't even bother to stitch it, patch it up, or nothing. They literally.
I like how nobody brings up Garrett Cole. Nobody brings up he's a top 5 pitcher.
Yeah, but you're relying on Garrett Cole to what? He pitches what every
5 days. That's it.
Every 5 days. You're relying on one ace to get you one win per game, because that's all he can get you is one win. Mm-hmm. And what else is falling in your rotation?
And like you said, you have a horrible bullpen, so that doesn't help.
It ain't looking too bad.
So here's a question I got to follow up no more since you're a baseball guy. So could we say, I mean, because right now they're not in the last place anymore. They were in last place at a certain point. They're above the Boston.
Not in last place anymore.
Right. But here's my question, Omar. Could we look at this? And I'm not the baseball guy, so I'm asking. Like, you have a tough division in basketball and football. Could we say that they're just in a tough division and maybe they're better than we think? And if they get into the playoffs, they could make a run.
No excuses.
Make a run, being in a tough division and make the playoffs. I mean, any of those teams could make a run, right? Could we say that?
Yeah, in a lovely utopian world, that could surely happen. But let me let me harken back to my MLB insider, Mike Wiebe.
Okay.
When he pointed out that the schedules this year, gentlemen, changed. There is no more interleague play. Every team plays every team. So they can't use the excuse of losing against better teams in their division because they play all the sorry teams too, just like anyone else. So the Yankees have not capitalized on a lesser schedule, the same lesser schedule that every team is playing. And that cracks me up. That is hilarious. That is great. That's a shot at everybody on here except me and wild card. So I like that one.
Hey, this guy must be on drugs.
Smoke weed every day.
Hey.
Hey,
I'm gonna say this real quick. I'm gonna say this.
Get off the drugs.
You don't think we can get hot with hitting? You don't see that?
No, I do. The problem is that no one
that
on your
happened
team
last
is hitting.
year.
But the thing is, no one right now is hitting on your team, Jake, the whole season. No one has hit on your team except Aaron Judge. Everyone is like below 225, dude. It's horrible. If no one is hitting except your one hitter and no one is pitching except your one pitcher, like Mar said, then you got nothing. You got two players trying to carry a whole team to a championship, and that's not how you win a championship.
I can't wait.
You can't win with two people.
Yeah.
We're going to revisit this topic in 3 weeks. I can't wait.
Now, Jake, I'll give you this. You're only 4.5 back in the wild card. That's your only saving grace.
Right.
That's your only saving grace.
So, but hey, Mar, so if they get in the playoffs, can they make a run? If they can somehow get in the wild card?
I can't go that far because you still gotta, when you play a series, you can't just have one good pitcher.
Right.
You gotta have at least three.
Okay.
And that at least
you don't have enough in the bullpen.
I mean, come on, even
that's just starters that Mar is talking about. Your bullpen got to be good too now because starters don't go deep anymore.
Even the starters aren't
don't
even
go
past. Starters aren't even. Man, they just tearing you up, Jake.
Yeah, they're trying to rot this team. I can't wait. Well, we'll revisit it in 3 weeks, Omar. I cannot wait.
Revisit. Yeah, you got to come back more and revisit in 3 weeks and see.
You might want to go check on Hal Steinbrenner during that time because he's rolling over in his damn grave.
If y'all make it to the wild card, y'all still, get to pop the corks on making it to the wild card. So celebrate that.
You heard it here first. Giants versus Yankees. MLB World Series. Can't wait.
Oh, you heard it here first. There you go.
I like Cam.
Hey, Flo, never mind.
You heard it here first from the Bronco lover.
I'll take Jake back at it again.
Giants versus Yankees in the
Just because your name is Hot Take Jake does not mean the takes are correct, though. Like
I told him, that's why I call him Warm Take Jake.
Cannot wait.
Hey, this guy, he's commenting. Hey, 9-1. 2 great starters. Okay.
That's
Yep.
very true.
Yep.
That's very true.
That's true. See? All right, let's go. Anything else on that? Before we move to college football?
Now let's
Go
do
ahead
it.
and go to college.
Oh man,
I'm ready.
Oh man. All right, so before we move into college football, I mean, some of y'all gave me a hard time. Well, I guess all of y'all gave me a hard time about my Texas Tech Red Raiders over here. When I said they're a dark horse to go to the conference championship, the Big 12 championship, we got a lot of starters coming back. Joey McGuire is a great coach, great recruiter, great motivator. We are in the top 20 in recruiting this year, maybe. And we were 7-5 last year. We got a bunch of starters coming back. And I gotta defend my Texas Tech Red Raiders that they are a dark horse to make it to the Big 12 championship.
I don't hate it.
Wow.
Yep.
Well,
What do you
I
think,
mean,
Canteen?
come on now.
Hold on.
We got a shot.
You said, what do I think about Texas Tech Raiders doing what?
Yeah, I mean, we might get in the top 10, Canteen.
That's not true at all.
You smoking crack, man. Boy, you smoking crack, ain't you, boy?
Yeah, now we need a drug test you.
Wait, hold on. I was ready to rock with you. Now you're going too far. Now keep going.
I mean, but if they're in the Big 12 championship, they'll be in the top 10, don't you think?
They'll be in the top 10, but right now, Flo, you ain't in the top. You need top 25 right now.
Well, I know that, but I'm saying we're gonna come. We're coming.
I'm saying
coming.
you coming,
You know what?
You got
Like
to
Joey
get there.
McGuire said last year.
Get there.
He said last year, everything comes through Lubbock. That's what everybody's gonna find out, baby.
Who's your head
Everybody in the
coach?
Big 12. Joey McGuire.
Oh, okay.
Well,
Yeah, I've never heard of
But
him.
the good thing is,
You will
thing
hear
is,
of him.
you're in the Big 12, so
Right.
it's up for grabs. So I will say that. Obviously,
No, it's not.
Well, no, come on. Big 12 is up for grabs. You can't automatically say Texas is the front.
You're dang right they are. You're dang right they are.
Ooh.
Hold on, didn't-
Oh, yeah, Flo.
Wait, who did Texas
If
lose
they're
to
right,
last
they
year?
are the front runners. Yeah, I do agree with that.
No, man. Hold on. We almost beat Alabama too.
Hey, man, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, man. Come on, man. Texas almost a moral victory is cute. I mean, that's cool. But did you beat Bama?
You do know Quinn Ewers, I think that's how you pronounce it, is going to be probably a top 10 draft pick this year, right?
Wow, you don't even know how to pronounce his name. Who is Ewers?
Well, I always call him Ewers. I mean, I'm ready for Archie. You know
Hey,
that.
Flo,
I've
the
told you that
bet
before.
faded, baby.
That's when we
Bet
win the
faded, Flo.
championship. But we're going to win the Big 12 with Quinn.
Oh, you think we're gonna make the
win
top 10?
the complete national championship
Hey,
with
let me
Archie.
talk, Flo.
Okay, go ahead.
Flo, you know I'm at the airport. I'm on my cell phone. I got 5 more minutes. I got to get to my gate. The bet is faded, bro.
What?
Faded. Let's
Why?
go.
Okay. What do we bet?
Anybody want to get their ass whooped by us? Because Georgia won 3 feet. Anybody.
But I'm talking about we're gonna make
Anybody.
the top 10. You said you're gonna bet me.
That test that will make top 10.
Yeah.
Bet $250 y'all won't make it. Bet $250.
What? We won't make the top 10?
$250.
Are you crazy?
$250 right now tonight.
We won't
Y'all
crack the top 10
$250.
all year. Okay.
You won't even be in the top 10 at all.
Ooh, shake on that.
$250, you won't make the top 10.
Oh, shake on that.
And I,
Let's
and
go.
I know you think- I know
Everything
you
runs through Lubbock. Let's go.
I know you think
Except winning.
All right.
you mustard too.
Oh, okay. So anyway, speaking of college football, let's get into this. Arizona State and Arizona and Utah recently. Colorado went to the Big 12, giving us 16 teams in 2024. Let's just focus on the Big 12 now. What is this? I mean, is this good for the Big 12? I think it's good. I mean, we're up to 16 teams now. It looks like the Pac-12 is basically falling apart, all but gone. What does this mean for the Big 12? What do you think, Mark?
And being in Big 12 country, I think it's good for it. And it all starts with prime. It all starts with prime. The prime effect is in the Big 12. I mean, that's what comes. That's what comes when you get prime time. Deion Sanders as a mesmerizing coach in your conference. It's gonna bring
Big
money.
personality.
Yeah. It's going to bring money. It's going to bring eyes. It's going to bring all that fanfare to the Big 12. It's good for it's definitely big for the Big 12. I think so. It resurrects their football program, at least side of the ball, because you got to make up for losing Texas and Oklahoma, who's going to the SEC next year as well. So that's you got to make these moves. So it makes perfect sense for the Big 12.
Yeah, it keeps us. I think it keeps us viable. It makes us still one of those top 3 conferences. You know, I think it still keeps us in. Yeah,
SEC, Big 10, and then I'll go Big 12 after that.
Yeah, are you a Kansas State fan or a Kansas fan or?
I'm a Missouri fan, but you know, I don't get to talk about them too much because they ain't really doing too much in the SEC. But they getting their money though. They getting their money.
Maybe they'll come back.
Yeah, they get their money though.
They need to come back to the Big 12.
Hey, Flo, let me get my input, man. I gotta get to my gate. Man.
Okay, Canteen, go ahead.
Right here, man. Right now.
All right. You might as well pay me that $250 right now. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Is your nose dry? Is your nose dry? Is your nose dry? Like I told you, you said you want to bet $250. You think your team gonna make the top 10, right?
Top 10 sometime this year.
Anytime I give you $250, y'all make it. I give you $250. But like I said, man, I'm about to get to my gate though, bro. Man, listen.
Okay, give me your parting words, man.
Can't nobody beat Georgia. It's gonna be a 3-peat, dog. You already know what time it is, boy.
3-peat. Oh man, we about to blow up Georgia here in a minute.
All right, man. I got to roll to the gate, dog. I love you, man. Y'all be good, man.
All right, safe travels, brother.
All right, man.
All right, yeah, he got stuck at the airport and didn't get it. Missed his flight, and then he skipped his flight just to make the show. So I appreciate Canteen, man.
Hey man, air flying is a mess right now, bro.
Man, it's crazy.
Get in the whip and just drive it, bro.
What do you think? What do you think about that for the Big 12, Jake? You got any thoughts?
I think it's good. I'll say this, man. The Pac-12 just practically fell through.
There's like 4 teams left or something, right? Something like
they got like 4 teams.
Yeah, they're going to be the Pac-4
or next year. I mean, next year. Yeah.
Poor guys.
Yeah, it's terrible.
But y'all need to do something to caveat what Wildcard Mar said. Yeah, y'all had to do something because y'all losing the best college football program already, the Longhorns. So, I mean, how do you do that?
Well, the best proclaimed college football program.
Well, that is the best one.
Yeah, they've been saying that for 12 years and they ain't done nothing.
I see homeboy put in there Nebraska and Mizzou need to come back. Unfortunately, it ain't gonna happen. Nebraska makes too much money in the Big 10. Mizzou makes too much money in the SEC, and they don't have to be the top teams to get that money.
Right. And both those teams left, and they have really done nothing in those conferences.
Well, they left, but they left for that exact reason. Big 12 wasn't making money like that you could in the Big 10 or the SEC. That's the main reason they left. Why leave lucrative money? And you could be a mediocre team in that conference, and go to the Big 12, and you could possibly be the best team in the conference once Texas and Oklahoma leave. But it doesn't make sense fiscal wise. It just doesn't.
Right. Yeah, well, like we said, I mean, with Texas and Oklahoma leaving the SEC, USC is going to the Big 10. Oregon and Washington look like they're finalizing the move to the Big 10. What's your thoughts overall on realignment, Mar?
It's part of the money game. End of the day, these universities with their athletic directors and their chancellors and their provosts, they looking at the bottom line, and they're looking at these college universities, athletic departments as a whole are bringing in almost $250 million a year, and I ain't got the numbers in front of me. You can probably guess that a good chunk of that is college football and college basketball.
Right.
So, that's what it comes down to.
It feels like almost like there's going to be like just basically 3 super conferences or something, and it's going to go to all the conferences go away, and there's just like 3 main conferences, and that's it. I don't know. What do you think, Jake? What does it say?
I think like he said, it's practically a money grab for those guys. And honestly, I think it's best because now that we're transitioning to this college football playoffs, it's better to keep an eye on all of them, because I'll be honest.
Right.
The one thing, college football is great, but the one thing I don't like is if you look at the NFL season, how they do it. Each week you will see a big time game. In college football, at least sometime in the middle of the season or even at the beginning, there's maybe 1 or 2 games that are worth watching, and the others are going to be blowouts. So hopefully it just gets something going where you're fighting, man. I'm ready to see big time teams fight big time teams, like big time schools.
Yeah. It seems like we're headed toward also that you're probably going to get teams not even playing these, FCS schools. They're not. I mean, these little schools, they're not going to play them no more in non-conference. It's all going to be conference play, or it's going to be against teams that are just all Power 5 teams. That they're not going to be any paying, Sisters of the Poor or whoever,
Right.
Panera State or whatever. They're not going to play them anymore, and they're going to leave them out in the cold a little bit. But I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah. Sorry, Backyard State. You won't be getting that check to get your ass kicked by Bama first week. So
wow. Yeah. But you get money for it at least, right?
Yeah. You get money for ass whooping. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So speaking of, hey, what do you think, Omar? Since you're coming back with us, we're talking about realignment. The Big 12 picked up Colorado, Arizona State, Arizona, Utah. And, Texas, Oklahoma going to SEC, Oregon and Washington going to the Big 10 along with USC. What does it say? What do you think that means for the future of college football? You got any thoughts?
Yeah, my bad, gentlemen. I just go, I'm not in my apartment, so I had to go use the bathroom.
Oh, okay.
So can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Can y'all hear me good?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Anyways, so yeah, gentlemen, realignment. I did a whole podcast episode on this last October 30th, episode 50 of the Ball and Buds podcast. I actually had Jay on. If you remember, I brought Jay on that one time, Flo.
Yeah.
Like my first or second time on here. You remember I brought him on to talk NCAA?
Yeah.
So we did a whole podcast episode on this of realignment because he's an Oklahoma fan and I'm a UCLA fan, so it just made sense.
Oh, okay.
What happened, y'all, in this is North American pro sports have completely gone, where is the money at? Business model. How do we make the most money? Things have evolved from these little leagues. Yeah, these little leagues were nothing, right? And now, exactly, the SEC, the Big Ten become NFL light, right? And so what we're seeing is the rise of the super conferences, the demise of all these other smaller conferences. Yeah, and so there was a movie called, and a shout out to The Athletic for this, but there was a movie called The Network, and the final line in The Network, the business tycoon said, there are no nations, there are no people, there are no anybody, there's just no West, no East, it's all interwoven, multiracial, multi-country, money-driven dollars, petrodollars, electrodollars. Right. And the dollar drives everything, y'all. And the Pac-12 completely blew this. George Kalikoff was brought in to rescue the mistakes made by Larry Scott. I'm a UCLA fan, so I know about this whole story very deeply. George Kalikoff was brought in as a media advisor, as a media executive to try to save the Pac-12. He was not able to rectify anything. Instead, he got bested by Brett Yormack, who used to work at Rockefeller with Jay-Z. But anyways, he came in. There you go. Throw the diamond up. He came in and he completely one-upped George Kalikoff in the Pac-12. He took his teams from right under his nose, and he told him he was going to do it. He told them last year he was going to do it. And so I've said this whole time that the Pac-12 was gone, and now they are. I've said this whole time that the Big Ten and the SEC were going to rise to the two super conferences, and they will. And now you'll have the Big 12, the ACC, and the Pac-12 has to make a decision. Do you merge with the Mountain West Conference and make the third lower kind of group of three conference, or do you completely disevolve? Does Stanford and Cal get picked up by the Big Ten? The only reason that would happen is because the Big Ten is the athletic American conference. They like all the athletically, gifted schools. They don't accept schools that don't have a certain, grade point average and all these other things that go into it. So they would take Stanford and Cal. The rumor came out today that the ACC is looking into Stanford and Cal. The Mountain West would happily take Oregon State and Washington State. So there's a bunch of different options, but the Pac-12 is completely dead unless they merge with the Mountain West. Everyone else is going to the different conferences. I don't want to take up this whole show with my ideas. So if you want to go hear my ideas of realignment and where I think everybody's going to go, check out episode 50 of the Ball and Buds.
Yeah, check that out on Ball and Buds. Yeah. So speaking of that, next year we're going to the 12 teams. We mentioned that earlier, the 12-team playoffs. One, how excited are you about the 12-team format? And two, do you think it could expand beyond that? What do you guys think? do you guys think? What about Mar? Go ahead, Mar.
Man, I was actually surprised that they just went to 12.
Okay.
I think you're going to run into the same situation again, because then you're going to look at team 13, 14, and 15 and be like, well, why ain't we part of the 12? So
right.
I actually came up with a motto as in kind of cut down on some of your schedule, maybe. Probably do like 8 conference games, cut out your non-conference games, and then, go to your conference championship, and then kind of almost do like a field of 64, almost like March Madness football style.
64, wow.
March Madness football style.
Man, that's a lot.
Well, because I did the math. Most teams probably play maybe 13 games. So if you look at it season-wise,
right,
I mean, you're already playing almost 12, 13 games as it is anyway. So if you do it, mark it up in the calendar way, it'll pretty much take that whole month of December that they normally take off in college football to fill up all of December with college football, go to your New Year's by the time the championship goes, and then you can go in and name a champion. I mean, that was my motto. I'll probably end up doing a little short about it and kind of break it down so it makes more sense. But hey, I was surprised they stuck with 12. It is what it is. It's going to make sense, once they get the contract monies and TV all dialed up. But I'm just glad they expanded it at least, because you get conversation every year. Oh, only 4 teams, because there's more than 4 good teams at the end of the season.
Right. Yeah. Got some, Jake?
I do. I like what he said about to expand it more, but I would say this. Yeah, 64, man. What the heck, man? We want to see blowouts all day? Come on. I'll do top 20. I was thinking top 20, but throw the top 25 out there.
Okay.
So you could see the remaining of, this, if we, just like how Flo has this admiration that Texas Tech somehow is going to be good and be able in the top 10. But like I said, top 20, maybe Flo's team can make top 20, get blown out by Alabama, first week. And it'd be a great show, Flo gets to see Lubbock, get all happy. They get whooped real pretty fast. But yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Amar, by the way, that reminds me, have you seen the quarterback show?
Oh, God, come on. I saw it.
Did you see the second episode, Lubbock? Yeah, baby.
Yeah.
You live there. You live there, Jake. You should love it. You live in Lubbock,
I'm not
man.
a fan of Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, get out of Lubbock. Get out of Lubbock. Get out of Lubbock, man.
I'm not a fan of Patrick.
Hey, we'll talk about that when we get to the Chiefs.
I know. I can't wait.
Y'all got anything else on this playoffs, 12 teams and all this stuff, man?
Yeah, actually, I do got something to add
ahead,
that was not said. This isn't going to change anything. The big teams are still going to win. And even though the Big Ten has gotten bigger, let's be completely honest, while the Big Ten and Big 12 are now better basketball conferences, the SEC is and still and forever will be the best football conference. They've won like 14 out of the past 16 titles or something. I can also tell you that these playoffs will not change until the earliest at 2026 because of the fact that the college football playoff format has a media right deal just like the conferences does, and it doesn't expire till 2026. So I do see them expanding. While I don't see Wildcard Mars' idea of 64, although Chip Kelly has.
I was high when I did that.
It's okay. It's all right. Hey, well, Chip Kelly said that they should be at, they should get rid of conferences and just have like a top 64 of everybody in the country and just go from there. So it's not a far off idea, but I can't see it going, like Jake said, up to probably 16 or 20 teams around 2026 after they go the first couple of years of it.
Yeah. Well, since you looked into this, Omar, do you know, are they trying to incorporate the bowls as part of the playoffs? I would think that would be smart.
So they've incorporated the top 5. So you got your Rose Bowl, your Cotton Bowl, all those good bowls will stay. The Rose Bowl, the Cotton Bowls are going to start hosting quarterfinals, things like that. And then after that, they're going to be played at either a home school. So the home school of the winning seed or the higher seed. So the bottom 6 will play
at a home game.
So that it's either going to be a home game or a neutral site. They have not decided yet where it's going to be. I like the idea of a home game. I like that.
That would be nice to have a home.
Like you got
playoff.
like Ohio, you got Baylor going into like Ohio State or something.
Or the vice versa even.
I don't go that far.
Well, I'm just saying that, the bigger school going to maybe what we consider a small school,
But no, it gives people incentive to make sure you handle your business. Get a home championship possible game.
Right.
That's incentive to take care of your business.
Yeah. I like it. Yeah, I think it could expand. I think it makes sense to expand. You got that 2-year deal.
All about the dollars, baby. It's all about the dollars.
Everything around me, Queen, get the money.
The money, dollar bills, y'all. Let's go.
Hey, you know how they say if it makes dollars, it makes sense.
Always.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Wu-Tang raised Myanmar, right?
Yeah.
Smoke weed every day.
yeah. All right. So, hey, I was going to go into these teams, but we kind of covered them last time. Do you want to cover these teams and the chances to make the playoffs? Unless you want to hit one, we can go to NFL. I'm good with that.
Honestly, I don't think any of these teams are going to win the title except possibly Michigan or Ohio State. I think the Big Ten is those are the only two teams. Now, this is only. Let me preface that, audience. Flo only gave us 4 teams, all right? So I ain't have a lot to choose
I
from.
gave y'all 6.
I still think the SEC
Georgia,
is
Alabama,
the top of the top.
Ohio State, Michigan.
Well, yeah, but I thought
LSU,
I thought
threw
Dan
LSU
was
in
going to
there.
be here to talk Georgia. I don't think LSU is that great. I don't like Brian Kelly as a coach. I do think the team is
Stupidity.
good. I don't think
Stupidity. Hey,
He over the
Omar,
hump.
mute your mic.
I just don't.
Mute your mic. You're already saying dumb
I will.
stuff.
I will.
How dare him say that? How dare him say that Brian Kelly
He
and them
loves
ain't
some
doing
LSU
nothing?
this year, man.
Are you kidding me, Omar? Is he not the best? That's the best head coach right
What
now.
did he do at
In
Notre
the-
Dame? What has he won a championship? I'm confused.
He had to carry
silence.
Notre Dame,
Silence.
Omar.
Oh, he had to carry a team that has their own media rights contract with a NBC. He had to carry
Omar,
a
this
team
isn't the
that has the
70s,
most
man. We're not playing
traditional-
Rudy anymore, man.
So, here's the
Come
thing,
on now.
though.
Rudy would have coached him better. He would have won a championship.
No, hell no.
Hey, I'm actually kind of with Jake on this. It's not easy to coach Notre Dame, bro. And the reason why is this is because you have such high academic standards that cuts you off at the nose at a lot of recruiting that you can do. And Brian Kelly was getting double-digit wins on a consistent basis. Now, we saw what happens when they run up against SEC teams.
You saw what he did in his first year with those players aren't his. You saw what he did to Nick Saban, right? That first year? He beat him.
I hear what you're saying, but at the end of the day,
those aren't his players he recruited. He's winning with some random players.
I got you, but now he has no excuse because now you're in SEC. You're in the big melting pot that literally holds all the talent for the
he's gonna
for the NCAA football. He had a decent season last year. LSU, they did.
Yeah, they did.
But you still looking at Bama, still looking at
Georgia. Can he get them over the hump? No, he cannot.
I don't
That's
think
what I'm
he can.
saying.
I don't think.
Hey, see, bad takes. He got froze. They froze him again. The internet froze him.
But like Mar said, right? Like LSU got a good team, they do, but Brian Kelly is not the coach everybody thinks that he is, and you still got to go against Georgia, who honestly I didn't think I would ever see a three-peat, but I honestly think that they will.
Yeah, and then for the all of Jaden Daniels' scrambling prowess, he completed like average.
Where did Jaden McDaniels sign to school at? Where did Jaden McDaniels sign to school at, Flo?
Where did he? I don't know.
Arizona State.
Is that where he came from?
Yep, and that's all that has to tell you about Jaden McDaniels. While he has improved his stock, yes, and while he has gotten better, yes, that doesn't mean anything.
That means nothing, right? Okay.
That means nothing.
Right. Okay.
And I like Jaden McDaniels. I like him. I'm not Cinderella at the ball or anything like that, being a UCLA fan. I like him. I just don't think that he's going to help them win a championship. I don't think that that's the over-the-top move that you have as a quarterback. right?
Right.
When you have Georgia that's been raising these quarterbacks through the system and they just replenish every time. I can't say Alabama because they got a little bit of an if at quarterback, but they are still a better team overall than LSU.
Right. I mean, they had good efficiency because they had very few 3-and-outs last year.
Yeah.
Looking at their stats, and they dominated the red zone, scoring 72% of the time when they got in the red zone. So if you can keep them out of the red zone, maybe you can keep them out of there. I would assume at least Jaden Daniels would be a little better in the passing game.
He'll be better.
Improve some.
Yeah.
And they were able to win. Is it the East or the West? I can't remember. Anyway,
they were in the West. SEC West.
Yeah, they were able to win the SC West over Alabama, so that's something. So you think they take a step back rather than a step forward? You're muted.
Omar.
You're muted.
You're muted, Omar.
You're muted.
Yeah.
But thank you, y'all. But don't you think Alabama's going to be better? I think, Mar, you agree with me, right? Alabama's going to be better this year.
Because year in and year out, Brian Kelly, he has to win the recruiting war, and you're not going to do that over Nick Saban. You're not going to do that over Kirby Smart. Just not. So,
especially with those dance moves, by the way, if we forgot what happened.
So
if you think about Alabama's also uncertain at quarterback too.
Yeah, but they got all Americans on every position to cover up for all the bad quarterback. So
so you don't really need a quarterback, I guess, is what you're saying, to win the championship.
Well, yeah, to a certain degree, but at the main part, like
plus they got a new offensive coordinator. I mean, if they can't score, they don't have. I don't think they got that kind of defense that can win 10-3 every game.
Yeah, but it's hard to always count out a team that has an NFL roster draft whole draft every year on their team. It's hard to, and that's in the form of Georgia too. I mean, they're putting a whole roster in the draft. So is Alabama. I know LSU by the pedigree, they do put NFL players in, and by name, they're still a threat.
Right.
But it still has to come down to, can Brian Kelly out-coach and out-recruit two good coaches in that conference? I just don't see it.
He's a good recruiter, though.
Who, by the way,
he's already got that New Orleans accent down
there for. Yeah, don't try that. Don't do that. Don't do that to him. The accent and the dancing were both horrible.
Oh my gosh, that was. Hey, because of that, he ain't winning.
Because of that.
Yeah, that's bad juju, man.
I would never sign with him. I would never sign with him because of that. I'll be like, nah, man. Nah, you ain't from the Bayou, son. We ain't coming for you. Wait a second, sir. Didn't you just have a Northeast accent 2 weeks ago?
Right.
He's embracing the culture.
Yeah, he's embracing it by eating etouffee and gumbo. You ain't gotta.
Thank you.
Are you still hating on Brian Kelly?
No, I'm not hating on Brian Kelly.
Yes, we are.
Yes, they are.
No, Brian Kelly is just behind two great coaches that's going to out-recruit him and probably out-coach him every year. That's the fact, man. It's tough.
Every year.
Anything else for college before we move to NFL?
No, I'm good.
Good.
Okay. All right, so let's hit a couple. Alvin Kamara suspended 3 games for the fight in 2022 in Las Vegas. He's come out and pretty much, I mean, he actually did a pretty good job apologizing and, kind of embracing that, hey, it's his fault. He don't blame anybody but himself. And he apologized to the organization, to the NFL and all that. I appreciate the way he came out with that and just owned it. But are these, what about these 3 games? That's one of their playmakers for the Saints. How detrimental is this for the Saints? Losing them for 3 games.
Hey, it's tough.
Go ahead, Mar.
That's tough. I mean, you're talking about your number one offensive threat, both in the running game and the passing game. And that's not a diss to Chris Olave. It's just that you look at how they've used Alvin Kamara his whole time he's been there. So that's your number one option gone for 3 games. I do like Chris Olave. I'm still out on Michael Thomas's health. I don't know. I ain't really seen too much of the guy in the last 3 years, but they're saying he's gonna play. I don't know. We'll see. So it's tough. I mean, that's a dynamic piece to be without for 3 weeks. And we always talk about this. I'm pretty sure we all talk about this as content creators. You can't start off slow in the NFL no more. You don't want to put your team behind the 8 ball. Going 0 for 3, not a good look. So
I think you're like in the 20 percentile if you lose the first game. You drop. You have 20% chance to make the playoffs.
Which is tough.
I mean, those first games are pretty important. I mean, it's unlike the rest of the sports. Like NFL. I mean, like Major League Baseball and NBA. They have so many games.
Mm-hmm.
Or in the NFL, every game's important, really. And so, especially early, if you lose a couple of games early, man, that puts you in a big hole. That's why a lot of people had started writing the Bengals off last year. They went 0-2, but I think New Orleans, especially, they got a new quarterback and all that. They're playing. I mean, they got a tough game probably against Tennessee. Then they got Carolina. Then they got Green Bay. I think the Carolina they got a pretty decent defense, but they're all, they got a rookie at quarterback, so they could come out of that 2-1. If they come out of that 1-2, though, that would be pretty bad. What do you think, Jake, about them losing Kamara for 3 games?
At worst, they go out 2-1. At worst,
okay.
They're going to go 3-0. I think. I've said this already.
Okay.
Derek Carr is going to be a top 3 quarterback in the NFC, and he's going to show it week 1.
Okay.
He's going to throw the ball, and he's going to be who he was. It's not his fault. He's been with a crappy organization his whole life. So, I mean, it's just part of it. Now he's finally with a decent organization that knows how to give him players, knows how to, do stuff.
Easy,
I'm just saying.
I have to blur you out.
Hey, I'm just speaking the facts. I'm calling a spade, Omar. It's truthful. I know the truth hurts.
Woo!
You know what? I have fully admitted on this program plenty of times the Raiders suck so bad, and we have for 20 years, and we're not going to get any better anytime soon. That being said, I am happy for Derek Carr. I am glad he's on the Saints. I do agree with Jake. They do go 2-1, not 3-0. I think they lose to the Titans opening day. But I do think with Derek Carr, the connection he has with Michael Thomas now. Michael Thomas is healthy, as Mar was saying, and they're saying he looks really good in training camp. So I like that connection. And I do think that playing the Packers with Jordan Love and Bryce Young Panthers, I think they easily win those 2 games with Derek Carr behind center. So.
Okay.
By the way, though, I do want to agree with one thing.
Okay.
I like that he apologized because most people don't even take accountability. That being said, he didn't apologize to the guy whose ass they whooped. And boy, did they whoop that boy's ass. And I don't know if he asked for it. I don't know what he said, but I saw the video and that dude got stomped the hell out. So I hope it was worth whatever he said because he didn't apologize to that dude.
He probably should apologize to that guy too. Yeah, that's crazy. So do you think you've seen Jamal Williams? I think he's the backup. He can fill in adequately enough for those 3 games?
Yeah. But he was almost like a short yardage red zone type of running back last year with Detroit.
But he did have like 20 touchdowns or whatever.
Maybe running back by committee with the other guys. I think they got Kendra Miller, Ellis Mayweather. I don't know.
Well, it's
going to be running back by committee without him.
It's definitely going to be running back by committee. He'll get majority of the reps while Carr is out. But I mean, you get the chance to have a good defense. I think the Saints defense is still good. It's still going to be stout. I mean, that's kind of much been their calling card for the last few years, anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, when you throw Jameis Winston and Red Rocket and Andy Dalton out as your quarterback, you know where your strengths are. So.
Yeah. My son-in-law's a Who Dat fan, so he thinks they're gonna go to the Super Bowl.
They're gonna make a playoff because that
they're gonna make the playoffs. Yeah, I think they'll make that.
Just because the division is horrible. That's it. We ain't going with cans of Falcons making the NFC Championship trash. Have a safe flight, Can. We love you.
Yeah, he has the Cowboys and the Falcons in the NFC Championship. Yeah. So, but anyway, speaking of the Cowboys, Trayvon Diggs, they showed a video of him trash talking Dak Prescott. Media kind of ran with it, and then both Dak and Trayvon kind of played it off as being competitive. Many said it's a big deal. Some say it's not a big deal. What do you guys think about that whole, trash talking? What do you think? Is it a big deal or not a big deal?
I would I wouldn't run with what Shady McCoy had to say on speak, and hear what I wouldn't run that far with it. But I know a lot of people are giving Shady some backlash for it. But here's where I think he's right. You know, if you're a quarterback that they know that you the truth, they don't talk to you like that, man. Like, I'd be hard pressed to see anybody on the Chiefs roster say any of that what Trayvon said to Patrick. I'm hard pressed to see anybody say what they said. Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady.
I don't know. What's his name? I can't remember who was. It was what's his name? Talked to him. Chris Sims was talking to one of the ex-players for the Patriots, and he said him and Tom Brady went after it.
Yeah,
went back and forth. F you and F this and this and that.
Just F that, but that's one thing. But going after it and being competitive, I get that point. But Trey pretty much dogged his manhood. Maybe it's just a generational thing. The way I grew up is when another man call you a B word, that's disrespectful, borderline.
On site.
We got to handle this type situation.
So on site. Yeah.
Maybe it's a generational thing. I don't know.
Okay, maybe. I mean, because I know Dak said that he kind of brings it on. You know, he kind of trash talks, first and tries to say, hey, that's the way I lead. You know, I let them trash talk each other.
That's probably how they talk to each other. And if that's how they talk to each other, hey, have at it.
They're okay with it.
I mean, but how many training camps aren't talking like that? Like, that's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to go back and forth. They're supposed to talk shit.
That's what I would think,
Now, if you do it in the media, that's a little different, right? If you're now coming out and calling me out as a person, that would be different, right? But this here, I don't think that's what that is. Not to mention, neither one of them are going anywhere. Trayvon Diggs just signed a new 5-year contract, and Dak Prescott ain't going nowhere, so they better get along. So it doesn't really matter.
True.
Yeah, speaking of Dak, McCarthy said that he compared him to Aaron Rodgers as far as dedication, understanding the offense. Jerry Jones comes out and says something about the O-line being able to protect Dak. But then he goes on to say that, Dak will have less to do before the snap and less to read after the snap. And he's looking forward to how this is going to help Dak's efficiency.
Flo, did you just say that they're putting it on Dak's hands? They're putting it on his shoulders? That's what I heard.
Well, he says he have less to read, though. It feels like they're taking it off his shoulders. I don't know.
That means they're taking less off his shoulders and putting more responsibility on him.
Okay. Okay. I don't know. I mean, it's for me, it's like I have to defend Dak to the Cowboy haters, and then I got to defend my critique to the Cowboys.
But why? He's been in the league for 10 years. He is who he is at this point.
I've said the same thing. I said he's got to use his legs in order to be effective. I've always said that. I know he hurt himself running or he broke his leg, but and he wasn't the same the next year. And then last year he hurt his hand or his thumb, and so. A lot of what his last couple years struggling, though, I think has been due to injury coming off that.
Who's your backup?
Cooper Rush.
Oh, Cooper's still there?
Yeah, Cooper's still there.
I'm just making sure because they're going to make an appearance, so I just want to make sure that.
But he hasn't been known to get hurt though most of his career though. He's not.
You just went through 3 injuries that he had that were major.
He had two. He had the ankle that he broke during the season, and then the next year he was getting back. I mean, I don't think he was fully healthy, and then he hurt his thumb last year. But I mean, that's 10 years. That's 2 years. Omar, what are you talking about?
I'll be honest, Flo. The thing is the Cowboys. I got all the talent in the world on both sides of the ball. Mm-hmm. The problem comes down to that. I'm hard pressed to find the excuse for why he's not winning. It's okay.
Go ahead.
You want me to go ahead, or are you gonna go, Jake?
Well, let me say this. I think the Cowboys are the easiest team to predict this year. I think they will make the playoffs. They will lose short of what Jerry expects. Mike McCarthy will be fired. Here's the next point. This is the main point. Okay. I believe next year, now everything is on Dak's shoulders because now you lost Mike McCarthy too. And now I believe y'all will probably look into a new quarterback after next year. Because he will not do anything for the next 2 years for y'all. He will
not lie, but I completely agree with Jake. If they don't,
he will not pass. He won't go past his standards. There's a reason why he is not in my top 3 in the NFC quarterbacks.
Oh God, here we go.
Well, I think this is the first time tonight that we are all kind of showing some love to hot take Jake on the take.
I know.
It's facts.
Well, no, I
Smoke weed every day.
That's what.
I'm just saying, Flo.
Go ahead, Mark.
When is he going to break through?
Here's the deal. Here's my thing. And I like I said, I was a big critique early because I was actually, at first I was hurt about. I think they should have put Tony Romo back in that year that he was healthy. The year of his rookie year.
Oh,
we could have gone further.
Now it all makes sense.
No.
You're a Romo apologist.
No, I'm not a Romo apologist. They should have put him back that year. We could have gone all the way that year. But that being said, I've always said that Dak needs to use his legs more. He needs to use his legs more, especially with the run pass option, and especially down in the red zone. He's really good in that area. And I get to my son-in-law, but and I've always said that he's gone less and less to that, especially when Kellen Moore took over the offense. And of course, even after he broke his leg, he came back, and he still wasn't the same. But anytime, if you look at his record, anytime he throws it more than 30 times, we lose most of the time. I think that this is what I've always said about Dak Prescott.
Because he
you got to roll him out
every 10 passes.
No, he doesn't. He's only had 1 year where he's had that many. But what I'm saying is you gotta roll him out. You gotta bootleg him. You gotta in the play action. So you gotta have a good run game to run the play action. He's not a guy you want to drop back 30 times and just in the pocket, or even 25 times. He's a guy that.
Well, Flo, there's no running game that. I mean, I don't see Tony Pollard as a heavy running back that can do 25, 30 carries.
We don't know because he hasn't done it yet. We don't know because he was splitting time with.
He already got hurt. He
got hurt in the playoffs.
He already broke his leg. He broke his leg.
Got hurt in the playoffs. Anyway, we got Malik Davis. We got Deuce Vaughn, Rico Dotto. I like those guys. Those are all pretty decent guys. They haven't had time. They're young. I think Malik Davis can fill in well. But here's the point, though. He's got to do things not as a traditional pocket passer, and that's what they were doing with Kellen Moore. I think Mark McCarthy's going to play more to his strengths. Dak's strengths: play action, rolling out, bootlegging. Not so much straight back in the pocket. Plus, I think he's simplifying the offense for him. Kellen Moore had too much going on. Dak, to me, he can't make more than a couple reads because he's got a slow release. He's got a slow progression when he's in the pocket, and I think that's what gets him. He's got to make a couple of reads. They're not there, dump it off. Check down, and that's what we got to do with Dak. And that's when he was his most successful in the first couple of seasons. He had a lot of check downs. He only had a couple of reads, and he ran the ball a little bit. So that's what he's trying to try to get back to, I think. Plus, we're going to have a really great defense, which is going to keep us in most games. I think we'll probably have a top 5 minimum defense. That's going to keep us in the games.
I like that Brandon Cooks acquisition. I like that Brandon Cooks
and Stephen Gilmore.
Oh yeah. Oh, that shores up another side of your defense. That makes it so that. Stephon Gilmore on one side, Trayvon Diggs on another. Parsons, go do what you do.
Right.
You got you covered back. Do what you do.
Right. Yeah. Parsons run free all day.
Unicorn. Oh my God, he's a unicorn.
I love
him.
I bought my dad a Parsons jersey for my dad.
And I think Deuce Vaughn's going to be a great addition. He reminds me of Sproles. He's like a big little bowling ball. I mean, he's little, but he's stocky and solid. And I think he's going to add a new dimension to that offense. He's not going to be the guy he's going to be like a third down guy. He's going to be a specialty guy, but he's going to add a different, speed, a different element to the run game. I think. What do you think, Jake?
Man, I'm going to tell you this, man. I'm sorry, y'all won't beat the. I don't know what it is with y'all, but y'all will beat the bad teams. I'll give you that because y'all got a better roster. But when y'all come to face talent in the NFC, y'all can't beat them. You can't beat the Niners. You can't beat the Eagles. I don't see y'all beating the Saints this year.
Okay. We'll be in the NFC Championship. That's all I got to say.
Oh, my gosh.
Whoa.
Call it now. Hey, I never say that. Never. I've never said that.
Matter of fact, we should call y'all the Dallas second round Cowboys. That's what we should call y'all.
Dak will be more efficient this year. That's the thing. You gotta get him his efficiency, play to his strengths. Ball and buds, go watch them because they don't know what they're talking about. All right, but Dallas will probably be in the NFC Championship.
If y'all aren't in the NFC Championship, y'all be getting a new head coach. I know that.
Maybe
you know that.
Maybe. We'll see.
Oh, no.
Hey, so real quick, let's look at Joe Burrow. Me and Canteen talked about it, that it was a big deal. Some you guys kind of said you didn't think it was that big of a deal. I thought it was a bigger deal than they're making it because they carted him off. Now Jamar Chase comes out and says as long as he's back by week 5. I mean, I don't know if that was a slip of the tongue or he's just throwing stuff. I mean, I was like, game 5, good grief. Yeah. He was like, he's gonna be ready for game 1, or maybe he might miss one game and now he's game 5. I don't know. What do you guys think? This seems like it's gonna be a lingering, or this might be something where he misses maybe 3 or 4 games. I mean, that could be detrimental to them, don't you guys think?
I'll say this, Flo. I'm kind of with you. I think the injury is more of a big deal than anything, because when you think of calf strains, the first person I think about is Kevin Durant, his last year in Golden State. He had the calf issue and it led to an Achilles injury. So that's where I'm at with you, where hey, don't rush him back, because calf strain can turn into an Achilles tear instantly. So you don't want to play with that. Now,
and that's what I said last week, is I had one of those Achilles tears and I couldn't walk. I mean, I couldn't. It was all up down my calf, all back there, and man, it took a long time to get over that. It takes like 8 or 9 months before I felt even normal. And so I'm just saying. I mean, I know they got better, medical teams and all that, but still, I mean, you're talking about probably missing 3 months at least.
Yeah,
and getting into December now. I mean, that could be detrimental. What do you think, Jake?
No worry at all. You got the best quarterback in the league.
Okay.
Man, let him rest a couple of games. Get him ready. Don't worry.
Come in game 3.
In fact, he don't run that much.
Okay.
I heard Phillip Rivers play on a broken leg. This guy don't run. He don't need to run. He's the most accurate quarterback in the league for a reason. He sits in his pocket. He throws the ball.
Okay.
No doubt in my mind, that team will be in the AFC Championship game.
Okay, no doubt.
They do have the best wide receiver.
And wait. Who are they playing in the AFC Championship?
Without the injuries, if the injuries don't come,
here we go.
Who are they playing?
The Denver Broncos will see them in the AFC Championship game as long as our injuries do not take
For the love of everything, why does this keep happening to me?
Hey.
See why I call him warm take, Jake.
If it does take control, it'll be the Dolphins. They'll be facing the Dolphins. They won't be seeing the Chiefs.
Oh man! Hey,
how did I get sucked into this show with this blasphemy bunker over here?
Man, you going from hot take Jake to halitosis Jake. That's as hot. How hot your takes are.
You want?
Hey man, so let's get into the Chiefs, man, because I want to really talk to Lamar about this. So before we get into it, real quick, I always like to ask kind of a fun question. So man, Lamar, are we gonna see Patrick Mahomes throw the back behind the back pass this year? I mean, we've been talking about it.
I hope not.
He always yells at him, "Hey, do it in the game."
Oh,
not gonna happen.
If he do it, it better be against the Raiders when we practice all our other trick plays. But no, I hope not. I hope I don't see it. Keep it in training camp. Keep it in preseason. Don't do that.
I want to see the behind the back pass, man.
Nah, man.
Who's the Kansas City Chiefs backup quarterback?
Blaine Gabbert.
Blaine Gabbert. If Patrick Mahomes were to throw it behind the back pass, Andy Reid would literally pull his ass out the game by his curls.
And he'd have to sign off on it.
Put in Blaine Gabbert.
If he does it, though, Andy Reid signed off on it. He's not going to just do it.
He's not going to do it because he's not stupid. But if he came down to it and he was like being twirled around and he had to, of course he's going to do it.
Well, I mean, that's different. I'm talking about intentionally throwing that. I want to see it in the game at least once.
No one does that.
Yeah, I want to see it. I want to see it in the game. Anyway, so Kadarius Toney suffered a torn meniscus early in camp. Andy Reid says a chance that he might be back by week 1. They got reserves. Is it Rasheed Wallace and Sky Moore? Yeah,
Rasheed Wallace.
Now,
Rasheed Rice.
Oh, okay. I was about to say.
Fill in while he's out. Do you think he's going to be ready for week 1? What are you concerned about? Because Toney is kind of your best receiver out there.
Well, I'll be honest. Kadarius Toney is, to me, in my opinion, is a gadget player. You draw up certain gadget plays for him to get him out of space and use his speed.
Wow.
And because you saw the punt return in the Super Bowl.
Right, yeah.
That's what you use him for. My thing is the same problem that got him out of New York, he's kind of showing the same issues in Kansas City with durability. I mean, the guy is starting to show durability problems.
Okay.
So for me, how I view Kadarius Toney,
right?
I don't even care if he plays week 1. I want to see him ready for the playoff push,
right?
For the regular season.
Okay.
That's okay. I care for him, honestly.
Okay.
What is that noise? Does anybody hear that? Or is that just
that was Jake? I think that was Jake.
Is that my water?
Jake.
Yeah, that was. He's crumbling his.
Man, I'm drinking. I have to drink whenever I'm.
You gotta stay hydrated.
Crap out of these Chiefs.
Don't do
He's getting ready. He's wetting his whistle, getting ready to get after these Chiefs.
All right, let him go then. Let him go.
Okay, go, Jake. Let's go.
I want to ask my first question to this guy, man. It's time to put you on the spot, man. I'm getting so tired of the Chiefs, how great they are, all this and all that. Do you really think that Patrick Mahomes? Do you really think that Patrick Mahomes has a chance to catch up to Brady as in the best quarterback of all time?
Well, I'm really about to shock you. I don't even think Brady's the best quarterback of all time.
There we go. Thank you.
Thank you. You're not the only one to say that.
Brady is the best winner of all time in football. He's the best winner. Now,
I call him the low. The low.
When you can name other quarterbacks that played the position better than you, that don't make you the best. That's all I'm saying. But now, Patrick Mahomes, you look at the start of his first 5 seasons as a starter, there's not a resume that competes with it. Now, championship-wise, it's hard to get 7 championships. We got to be honest. A lot of teams got to go your way. So, to really
he's the luckiest of all time.
Oh, yeah. The low. I like that.
He's the low.
Hey, don't be
surprised. He's not the low.
He's the low. He's the
I didn't like Brady either, but we got to give him his credit.
The Raiders should have beat him with the tuck rule. There's all kinds of stuff that he should have never won a few of those Super Bowls, man.
But to really answer your question.
Sorry, Omar.
No, I agree with you. But to really answer your question, I mean, time will tell. He's only 5 years as a starter. He's 27. He got time to catch up. I mean, he got two rings, you know.
A chance for a repeat. Something.
You have Andy Reid for how long?
3. To be honest, man, I think Andy's going to stay until he decides to walk away. That's
how long? I got maybe 3-4 years left.
Then they better. Well, I'm actually looking at more Kelsey than Andy Reid, because Kelsey's 34, and you know, maybe 3.
Do they got the future Kelsey yet? No, I don't think they do.
No. There's not a future Kelsey on the roster.
I mean, you know, to replace him, he needs a tight end.
Well, I like Noah Gray
in the league.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm not saying the guy who replaces him, someone an adequate replacement.
I mean, we got solid reserves at the tight end spot. I actually like the tight end room, but it's Kelsey has been very durable over his career. But take out his rookie season when he 2013 when he had the I think Achilles problem or ACL or something like that. But take that out, he's been very durable. So and has anybody seen a drop off from Kelsey yet? I haven't. So maybe 3.
Kelsey's good. There's no argument. You know what? Kelsey's great. I think he'll probably retire in the next 3 years, 2-3 years. But I'll say this, man. Just like we brought up some low stuff, what'd you think of the whole they call holding call against the Eagles at the most inopportune time? I mean, I wanted to see Jalen get the ball back. I mean, I think he would have came back and beat Mahomes.
I mean, it was a hold twice.
I mean, yeah, it was a hold. I mean,
he grabbed him twice. It wasn't even like
it was
one.
A hold?
He grabbed him by the jersey, and then he grabbed him by the waist.
And not to mention, Flo,
he did it twice.
If you look at the all-22 angle, Darius Slay is holding on the bottom of the screen too. So they didn't call him for that. They called Bradbury. Well, regardless of when they called it, it was holding, and they called it.
I think they gave them a Super Bowl. I think the refs helped out giving Patrick Mahomes a Super Bowl.
The Eagles were up 10 at halftime. They had
they would have got the field goal anyway.
They lost. Jalen Hurts gave up a fumble touchdown. So we can't say that play call determined the Super Bowl.
That game changed it because I think Jalen Hurts gets the ball. He drives down the field as well.
or he fumbles
the
again.
way you talk about Brady, or y'all say about Brady, is the same way I feel about Mahomes. Not only that, they helped him in the AFC Championship game as well.
Was he lucky
too?
against the 49ers without an offensive line, and then he's hitting receivers in the face and they dropping balls? I mean, that's not lucky. That's unlucky.
No, I'm talking about the AFC Championship game.
I'm talking about the Super Bowl where those receivers should have caught those balls.
Yeah, against Tampa? Yeah.
He was running for his life.
He
hit receivers right in the hands or in the face mask, and they didn't even help his quarterback out. He's like laying out, hitting people in the face mask.
Superman.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. We hear you.
Oh, okay, my bad. Yeah, I don't know. Whenever he ran out of bounds, and they barely pushed him, and then they called it a 15-yard penalty.
It was late hit.
Oh, my gosh, guys. Come on.
He pushed him after he was on the white. What do you want to do? He was like 2 steps out, and he pushed him. No matter how soft it was a late hit, right?
Hey, you got to realize this, hey, when you're a premier quarterback in the league, you're going to get those calls every time. You're going to get them every time. And
Brady got crazy calls, too.
Brady got crazy calls. Come on, man.
They weren't doing it for Burrow that game. They weren't helping Burrow at. I don't know how many times they kept hitting them late. They were brutally. Those should have been QB roughing the pass calls.
Are you a Bengals fan or a Broncos fan? You find a lot of love for these Bengals, man.
Joe Burrow, most accurate. I mean,
he's the best quarterback. He's the best quarterback. I can admit he's the best quarterback in the league.
Okay.
I can admit that.
Okay. He's the best quarterback.
Yes, he is.
Right now.
It just frustrates me that the Chiefs have gotten
over Mahomes. You see his hate for Texas Tech. It all goes from Texas
the
Tech,
past
man.
decade now. Kyle Shanahan, who doesn't know how to win a game whenever it's time to be clutch. And then they got the young Eagles team, and the refs helped them out. I'm ready to see Patty without Andy. Honestly, that's what I'm trying to see. Wild card Moss. I want to see what he does.
I understand that you want to take away part of the formula that's been kicking your team's butt since 2015. I know. I get it. I understand. You want to see what happens. But fact of the matter is, until Andy Reid leaves and until he leaves, then we'll see true, how good can Patrick be without certain elements. And I'm with you. Because at the end of the day, even as a Chiefs fan, I got to acknowledge the fact that Patrick Mahomes is in a great situation. He is. Yeah. You get the weapon in Kelsey. You get the coach in Andy Reid. All you got to do is play ball. And I hear you. But until any of that changes, I mean,
But to be fair, he lost his best receiver last year. Everybody thought he's going to go downhill. People were saying, we're going to expose some people. I don't know. I can't remember who said that, but I mean, people were talking stuff about Patrick Mahomes, and he won the Super Bowl last year without his best receiver and with a lot of young receivers. Mm-hmm. And mainly all he had was Kelsey, who was a veteran. And I think that says something about him too.
Yeah. And that helps with the benefit of having Andy Reid and being a great offensive minded coach that he is.
Right.
You're going to find a way to put Patrick in the great positions. Now, he didn't throw the football down the field a lot last year.
Yeah, he didn't. Yeah. I think it went down his per pass. Yeah, it went down a couple yards.
I know everybody poo-poos Eric Bieniemy, but I feel that's a major loss as well. I know everybody thinks that Andy Reid is calling the plays, but I think Eric Bieniemy had a good spot, and I think he's going to do great with Sam Howell, who I've said will be a star. But he's going to. You just let go now of probably one of the best offensive coordinators in the league, and Andy Reid's got to now, I guess, pick up that book again for a little while longer.
Here's my rebuttal.
Well, they brought in Matt Nagy.
I got you, Flo.
Okay.
And so here's my rebuttal. That I do agree with you. I do love Eric Bieniemy. I think he's going to do wonders with Washington. I think he's going to bring the best out of Sam Howell, and I wish Eric Bieniemy all the success. I think, and Washington actually got decent weapons on that offensive side too. So I think Eric Bieniemy is going to do great. Now, a rebuttal to that is
Scary Terry.
You bring Scary Terry. Oh my gosh, very underrated. I don't know. I don't understand that, but when it comes to Matt Nagy, we got to remember, anytime you go to the playoffs twice with Mitchell Trubisky, you kind of know what you're doing as a coach. I'm just saying, just a little bit. You might know what to do a little bit. He's familiar with Andy. We got to remember, he left Kansas City to go to Chicago, so he's coming back the same system that he left. And won the Super Bowl last year with the Chiefs as a quarterback coach. He's just elevated to offensive coordinator. So he was already having that rapport with Patrick last year. I don't think you're going to get that much of a drop-off that a lot of people are thinking with the switch of Eric being in the team.
What's this I hear about Brad Childers was in camp or something, or he was there with Matt Nagy. Is he helping out? Is he a consultant?
Brad Childers has always kind of came back obviously when he's not coaching an NFL team.
Right, yeah, because he retired back in 2020, I think, or 2020.
Well, him and Andy been buddies for forever. So he'll come in, consult all the time.
They were like co-offensive or something back in a few years ago, right?
Yeah, that's not
new. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's almost a yearly training camp thing that Brad Childers does. So
okay, good. You got anything for him, Omar? For Mar? Questions about the Chiefs?
Yeah, actually, I do. As far as this, as a fantasy player, as a person that likes to have his pick of stable of backs, but at the same time, I understand Andy Reid. He likes to run through the backs, right? He's one of those proponents of the devaluing of running backs, right?
Yes,
he really is. It started with the Shanahans. Blame Jake and his family.
Yeah, I was surprised he got rid of Hunt.
Right? And then it went to the Chiefs, and the Chiefs went through Larry Johnson and Jamal Charles and getting rid of backs who have 2,000-yard seasons. Then the Cowboys did it with, all these different backs. So it happens. Jerick McKinnon has been a staple of this team, performed at a very high level last year before the playoffs.
Right.
But again, we know Andy Reid, he likes to run. He likes to run through his running backs more than Lizzo likes to run through backup dances.
Oh, wow.
So, what are we talking about right now? Isaiah Pacheco, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Now you got Jerick McKinnon. You got this new name, Dwayne Paracho, or whatever his name is.
Pacheco was a surprise last year.
Who is Andy Reid settling on, and why, like Rodney Dangerfield, can Jerick McKinnon get no damn respect?
Well, I'll be honest. You are 100% right on how Andy Reid values the running back position. Andy's true definition on what he wants from a running back. We'll look at what Brian Westbrook did for him in Philly. That's what he wants. He wants a guy that can run through the tackles, be a productive running back, but also be a pass catcher. Isaiah fits that perfect. The only issue is with Isaiah, he might start the season off on the pup list.
Really?
I know he's still practicing, but he's not allowed to take contact yet. So they have for that. Yeah, he has shoulder surgery in the offseason.
Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
And the way he runs very hard.
He runs hard. He runs angry.
Yeah, he runs very angry. So having a shoulder issue is not good for him.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Clyde Edwards-Helaire, if Isaiah can't start the season, I think he goes back to Clyde Edwards-Helaire just because it's Clyde's last year. They didn't pick up the 5th-year option. He was a first-round draft pick in 2020. So it's like, this is make it or break it year for him.
Right.
And, he missed some time last year due to an injury. So I'm looking for Clyde Edwards to pick up the load if Isaiah can't start. But I will say this, Omar, fantasy-wise, stay away from running backs and wide receivers from Kansas City. Only reason why I say that is because
they spread it out.
Yeah, they run an offense where they spread it out, and you can never guess who's going to be the guy to have the game. You never know. And it could be anybody. Obviously, Kelsey, Mahomes, in fantasy, you go get them because those are your constant pieces.
But the running backs and
but
even the receivers.
That was Juju's. That was Juju screwing me down the stretch last year, fans.
Exactly. Now
Hey, real quick about the defense, Mark. With Chris Jones not being, he wanted a new deal, a contract negotiation, and last year you had what I guess they're calling the Fab Five, those 5 rookies that got to play. Are they going to have a sophomore slump? Are they going to be able to produce if somehow this thing drags on with Chris Jones? Are you worried about the defense?
Now the secondary, whole bunch of rookies last year that played. Now
they played well too,
and they played well. Now you get the benefit of being in year 2 with Steve Spagnuolo.
Okay.
So it gives you another year under the belt. Get more comfortable with the system. They got to stay hungry. Obviously, you can't, rest on your laurels and be like, we won the Super Bowl. No, you're the hunted. So
right.
you got to play your best. Now the Chris Jones situation, I can't lie. When it first went down, I wasn't worried because it's like he's a big piece on that defensive side that's been part of the success for the last 5 years with the Chiefs.
Right.
The only issue is now we're almost 2 weeks into his holdout.
Right.
And we're starting preseason games, and I'm not hearing anything of him getting signed yet.
I think you really need him.
Oh, not only do we need him, that's our push up front on the defense.
That's what I'm saying. You really, because you don't have anybody else that's got that kind of push.
Not that I know.
So how concerned are the Chiefs fans about that now? Are they starting to get concerned because it's kind of lingering?
I'll be honest. They should be concerned because I'm starting to get concerned.
Okay.
We're 2 weeks into this holdout.
Okay.
I mean, I was expecting him to, maybe miss a couple training camp practices, take a little couple of fines, and then y'all find a way to work it in the contract and you'll pay it back, whatever. But we're 2 weeks in, and we're talking almost $1 million and some chains of fines accrued.
Right.
That scares me because that means y'all not getting close.
Yeah.
That does scare me.
Like you're in an impasse.
He needs to be there.
Yeah.
Pay the man.
You got something, Jake? It looked like you had something.
My bad. Here's what I have to say. And I know you were getting to this.
You're ready.
But they said you have 11 wins coming up. Over or under 11 wins.
11 and a half.
11 and a half.
That's the over under, yeah.
Now I looked at your schedule. And everybody's got you on winning the division this year. There's 2 teams I see actually beating y'all this year.
Are you going to give me the over under right now?
Is that what you're going to do? Will beat y'all at least once. I think y'all sweep the Raiders. The Raiders are trash. But I think you split with the Chargers. And as long as the Broncos stay healthy, I think we sweep y'all this year. So my question to you is...
No, I'm not even letting Mar answer. I'm not even going to let Mar answer. That's not happening. That's not happening. How about that? Not happening. How about y'all get swept by Kansas City? How about that?
Hey. I love the confidence in your squad. And I love the confidence that you have for it.
They're winning the division, Mar. That's what he's saying.
Well, second best.
You're winning the division, right? That's what you said. Are you still standing by that?
I'm standing by. As long as these injuries do not take a toll on us, we should win that division.
Okay, let's do it. Let's go, Jake. 11 and a half is the over under. What are you taking?
I'm going under. They win 11. And in fact, I might even go 10.
Whoa.
I looked up the schedule. You have to face the Dolphins, which you won't beat. You won't beat the Eagles in the rematch. I think you lose to Denver and the Chargers at least once. I say twice to us. Wow. That's already 5 losses right there.
That's not happening.
Omar. Hey, Omar.
So you go for 10 or 11?
Here, buddy. I know that we'll talk about the Raiders draft come January, man. Don't worry. But right now we're talking business. This is business. I have to let him know.
I got the over, Ken. I'm not listening to him anymore. I've got the over. I'm going. The Kansas City Chiefs are going to win 13 games.
You're going to give me a win total? I know you're taking the over, but you want to put a win total out there, Omar?
I'm going to go
13. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going with Omar 13-4. Here's the deal.
Okay.
Since Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes have been the combo of coach quarterback,
right?
They always won 12 games, nothing less. All right.
Right.
If you're saying the over under is 11.5, take the over if you're a bet.
Take the over.
Yeah.
Right.
Take the over if you're a bet man. But
or you're a Chiefs hater.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Jake.
He's like lukewarm, Jake. Jake.
I'm trying to figure out the way. We gotta it over here, but
I was gonna wait, but I'll go ahead and say it. And I told these guys already that the best quarterback in the NFC is gonna be Jared Goff. I'm calling it right now. They upset you. Season opener, week 1, Thursday night football. Jared Goff shows everybody why he's the best quarterback in the NFC. He beats the Chiefs. The 42.
Wait, hold on.
You're first.
Upset alert.
Wait, hold on. Jared Goff is the best quarterback in the NFC?
Oh yeah, that's my projection this year. My projection is the top 3 best NFC quarterbacks. He will be known as the best quarterback in the NFC this year. Absolutely. And he shows it off by being Patrick Mahomes.
Maybe NFC North. The whole NFC, that's a stretch. But hey, so here's the deal, Jake. Here's the deal, Jake.
Oh man.
I like your confidence. You saying you're going to sweep the Broncos. Going to sweep.
He's got a lot of confidence, Mark.
Hey,
Too much confidence.
I just got to say,
10 toes down, man. He's 10
the
toes
last time that your Broncos beat my Chiefs, my oldest was a newborn. She's 8. She just had a birthday yesterday. So she's going on doing great things as an 8-year-old, and I'm thinking, I'm like, damn, man, what was going on in my life 8 years ago? I was like, oh, damn, that's the last time the Chiefs lost to the Broncos. I'm like, damn, it's been a long time.
You know, the comparison is great. I love the comparison. The last time we beat y'all, we had a good head coach. This year, we finally have a good head coach.
Oh. Hey, I'll tell you right now. I'm gonna take the over if you sign Chris Jones.
Well, they're definitely gonna sign Chris.
No. I'm saying no. I'm gonna give my number. If you sign Chris Jones, undefeated's on the table.
Oh,
undefeated's on the table, baby.
Hey man, let me knock on my wood over here because I'm not gonna have you jinx my squad.
It's on the table. But
I hear what you're saying.
It's on the table.
I just think the AFC is too tough to go undefeated.
There will never be another NFL team to go undefeated ever again.
But I'm gonna say 16-1 because they make a rest for the last game. So I'm gonna go 16-1 just because of that. But that's my call. That's what I think. Hey, Mar, man, we appreciate you, brother.
Why don't you jump on the Chiefs bandwagon too while you're at it?
Hey, I love me some Mahomes, man.
Hey, you know, we didn't get a chance to do a lot of banter real quick, but Omar,
okay,
man,
go ahead.
I don't know how you become a Raiders fan, but if you want to take an application to be a fan of another team, you might want to fill it out.
He's coming to the Cowboys if he leaves.
I don't know how the hell you put up with their franchise and the way they are running right now.
Yeah, it's terrible. It's bad.
Hey, I compare it to this. It's like all Raiders fans are into BDSM because y'all like to get like whipped chains and beat up because y'all are literally getting beat up as a fan base, and y'all just keep taking it and love it, and loving it.
They love it. They love it.
Hey man, y'all better start screaming
punishment.
No more.
What I will say about that, gentleman,
for punishment
is that what I will say about that though, gentlemen, is my safe word is Nintendo, and I like to be handcuffed with furry black handcuffs. That being said, ladies, if you see me on the streets, holla at your boy. All right. Anyway,
hey, it's funny that you like furry handcuffs. A lot of your players on your team likes handcuffs too.
Oh,
but,
Lord.
You know.
Wow.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
Man.
Rest in peace, T.
Welcome, Mark. I can't wait to see you mid-season.
Hey, where can the people find you, Mar?
August 31st. Good luck,
Hey,
buddy.
August 31st, they can catch us, right, Mar? Tell them about our show, baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell people.
No, for real. Y'all can catch me at 613 Faith Productions on the D-Man K Sports Podcast, but you can primarily find me on IOW Sports, IOW Sports Network, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, IOW Sports 1 on Twitter. Right under my name, KC Wildcard Omar on Twitter. I'm there talking sports, and I'm gonna have Omar and Jake on with me.
Yeah,
because we're doing a division preview show.
Let's go.
Today we get the NFC North.
We're ready.
Yeah, keep going. Hey,
Season is in the works.
August 31st. Catch us on Mar's show. Thank you, Wildcard.
Go catch him on IOW Sports. Hot take, warm take.
Bro likes to start the hand before we say thank you to everybody.
Hey, you can say it, man. It'll last for 2 minutes. I appreciate you. Thanks, Omar. Hey, man, I appreciate you coming on the show, Omar. Hey, anytime you need me to come on, let me know. Any of my guys, they'll come over there. We appreciate you, man.
No doubt, no doubt.
God bless, man. You take care.